there, and welcome to Stamping in the Barnyard. My name is Bethany Barnard, and I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Just celebrated my 20-year anniversary, and I still love what I do, and I still love sharing what I do. And that's why I've made this video today. I came across a new fold, don't know the name of it, so I've come up with my own name, which I'll share in a minute. Everybody has asked me. I haven't seen the fold anywhere else, so I have no idea if there's a name out there for this fold, but I am calling it the double spring-gate fold. Double because you open it and then open it again to get into the inside. Spring because we make a little spring that pops out our stamped image. And gatefold because it has our oft used gatefold with the two wings on either side to open up. So that's why I've called it the double spring-gate fold. So the nice thing about this is you can use various shapes of, like we've used the countryside corners here, and I've used, this is from Everyday Details, and you can even just die cut the image that's your focal point and put that on. I've done that too with some of our new sets, but I didn't bring that sample with me, so I can't share that with you. But then we have these circles, which I can't remember what we've called these circles either, and I can't look it up because my phone is filming this. So I like that you can use different designer series paper that coordinate together and, you know, have a nice look there. I have not completed the inside of any of these. I have no stamps with me, so I can't do that now. But as I said, I've got all the information to help you to see how the card's done, and how you do the inside of a card is really personal and up to you anyway. So let me move these away, and you'll see that I did print out before coming what you will need to make this card. And so for this card there are two base pieces, and the first one is 9, so it's 9 this way by 4 1/4. So if you cut a piece 4 1/4, then you're going to get a half, right? And then you're just going to knock off 2 inches to get your 9 by 4 1/4. But then you are going to score it at 1 3/4, and then again at 7 1/4. And that will give you these wings that I call it, that make it a gatefold. The next base piece that you need, and these don't have to be the same color. I'm checking to see, in fact, in this card, it's not really obvious, but I've made this one, the outward one is in Misty Moonlight, and the inward one is in the not Old Navy, Night of Navy. Some of them are contrasted even more, but often I just like to keep them the same color. So in this card that I'm making today, they're both the Misty Moonlight. So the next base piece that you're going to need is the one that's cut at 5 1/4 by 8 1/2. So you can see it's almost our usual 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, but you're just making it that much thinner because it is going to be going inside these two. So remember, 5 1/4 scored at 4 1/4. So those are our two initial base pieces that you'll need. And then with that, you're going to need some coordinating DSP. And I am using, it's still current, it's part of the exclusives. You really only need 2, and I'll show you this, but you can use 4. Let me show you how that is. You can do both sides of these wings. So with the airplane, I did the clouds on both sides, but you also can keep them, if you want to save the DSP. I just left these blank on the other side, and I only used DSP on the sides. And I think I did the same with this, although it is pretty if you put them on both sides. And today, for the card that we're going to make, I will be using the DSP on the outside and on the inside. So I've only written here that you need 2 pieces that are 1 1/2 by 4, 1 1/2 inches by 4. So these are the 2 that are 1 1/2 by 4. You can have, as I said, another 2 if you want to do them on the inside, and that's what I'm going to do today. So 2 or 4. And then you're going to need 1 5 by 4, again, not 5 1/4 that we're used to by 4, but 5 by 4, and that's going to go in my centerpiece. And then if you're not using a light neutral base, I also do a 5 by 4 in white to write on the inside of the card. So you will need that, and then you will also need your focal point, which is what I've written down here, a pre-stamped focal image. And this is that option I gave you while focal image, maybe on a shape die cut of your choice. It can really be on anything. And so this is what I'm using today, which is from our new Winterly Treetops. And I'm also using this DSP is from our online exclusives. Right now it's still available. I think it is on low inventory. I don't know if they'll replace it, but it's part of our Winter Meadow. But I really liked the blueberries in here and the greens for the bird card that I was doing. But this DSP is from the Winterly Treetops Suite DSP, which I guess all of them are online exclusives now that I think about it. The last thing that you'll need are 2 pieces of, and I like to coordinate whatever, if this were, you know, a different color, I would coordinate with the color of this. But since it's white, I've done them in white. But you'll notice that on the airplane one, I did them in the Misty Moonlight. So what this is 2 pieces that are 4 by 1/2 inch, and they're scored 1/2, 1, 1.5, and then 2.5, 3, 3.5. And those are the 2 pieces that we're going to use to make the spring to help it to pop out. Okay, so we are going to get going here and make up this card. And honestly, the first thing you can do is go ahead and put some glue of your choice on the back of this card and center it in here. So I'm going to do that now. I hope I brought enough glue because this is the only bottle I brought. And I know my son is not going to have any adhesive to make cards. So I'm willing this to get us through. So when you put it in between here, you're going to want, you've got a little bit of room because this is 5 1/4 and you have 5 1/2 in between. So you get like a 1/16 of an inch on either side. And then you want to just make sure you bring it down to this edge so that it's flush. And you can always set it up like this, and then you'll know too that you've got that. So there we have, yeah, that looks centered well. These are the back. These 2 pieces are just the back of a DSP, but I'm going to take that away because it's not working. And you can see my son's little scratch on his desk. Okay, so now we're going to take this piece of DSP and I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. This might have been one that I would have changed to a white, but I have it in Misty Moonlight, so that's what we're going to do. It's not like I'm copying a card I've done before, but I just think this is so easy to use with any stamp set that you already own, any stamp set that you're waiting to use. Try out this new stamp fold. Okay, so we're just gonna put that on with our usual 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. And then let's see, I like to look at these and see how well they go together. I think I want these on the front, and I will put these here. Like that. Yes, I like that. It's such pretty paper. And winter's coming, right? But it's a way for me to show something with this new online exclusive stamp set coming out. And you'll see that I don't have it here to show you. As I said, I'm traveling very light just so that I could make this video. But you can do this fold with any stamp set. And I can't make a mistake because I don't have anything else if I do. In fact, I already did. This is supposed to go on the outside, so I'm going to do that now. I've glued this, and this is going to go on the outside here. And this was the one I wanted on the inside, so try that. My son's having his oil changed in his car, which is enabling me to do this video real quickly for you. But I'm hoping that the adage, better done poorly than not done at all. Is that how it goes? But anyway, I did want to get this done. Okay, so those are our 2 flaps on the inside. You can see how easy this card comes together once you've cut the pieces. So here we go. So that part is so easy, right? And so now the only thing we're going to be working on, well, is to get this to spring in there. And isn't that going to be pretty when the card's done? Before I do that, though, I'm going to go ahead and put that white piece in the center. And again, I don't have any stamps with me to stamp the inside, but since it's a thinking of you card, it can give me the opportunity to just write my thoughts to the recipient. So here we go. Okay, and now the part that most people consider to be tricky, but I don't think of it as tricky at all, are these 2 that are going to make our spring. And the way you're going to do it, so this was a 4-inch piece by 1/2 inch, and it was scored at every 1/2 inch. Well, 3 times, 1, 2, 3, 1/2, 1, and 1 1/2. And really, if you turn it around, the same thing, although I told you 2 1/2, 3, and 3 1/2, so you can score it all at once. But it's the same thing on either side, so you have this 1 inch here in the middle. So I just tell people to fold away from that center inch in the same direction, and then you're going to fan fold the rest. So you can see here, that's what I'm doing. And hopefully I'm staying within the video here and down. And then you're going to do that same thing with the other piece. And I don't know about you, but I end up with lots of these strips of, you know, 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, or whatever. So this inch in the middle, I'm folding away from it. And then I'm going to fan fold. I hope that makes sense when I say fan fold. It's just going the opposite direction for in each of the remaining folds. So this one's back, forward, and back. I hope everybody gets that. So you end up with these 2 1/2 inches at the top here. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to put some adhesive on this 1 inch here, just enough to secure it. And then with these wings shut, I can find the center. You just have to eyeball it a little bit. You don't want to go all the way to the top. You don't want to go too far down either. And then you've got this spring ready. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other one. So just put a little bit of glue on it. And put that down. And then these will fold in again. And they're ready. Now, sometimes I like to, the only one that I thought might need this is this one. If these are too close together, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just going to trim them just a little bit. It doesn't really even matter if they overlap, but it's mostly the ease that we have when we put the focal point on it. So I'm just going to trim these up a little bit. Sometimes that's because when I cut the 4 inches, it really ends up being more like 4 1/16 or something. So there we are again. Now you don't have to worry about these coming out of shape because they will stay in shape once you put the focal point on it. So now I'm really going to just put some glue. I like to do one of these at a time, so I'll put glue on both sides of the top one. And then I like to come in with my bone folder and hold that down. I can then center this between the top and bottom and between the two wings, like that. In this case, they are the dots, because I'm using this Everyday Details, you can see the trim of the Misty Moonlight right inside those dots. Not that that matters so much. But now, just for more security, we are going to sort of bend this up just a little bit. You don't want a crease in it. And hopefully you can see this, but I'm going to put a little bit more glue on the other two. And since it's already lined up, I can just hold it down while the glue sticks. Here's a piece that I trimmed off earlier. Close up my glue. And there you have it. Those are the springs. So this is what the card looks like. Isn't that pretty? I'm really, really liking that. And then it would set up like this. Of course, with the video view, you don't see that very well. And so really more like how you see it from this angle is what it looks like on there. Maybe these aren't quite so open when it's up on a desk or a mantle or something. But anyway, that is my new fold to share with you. And as I said, I call it the double spring gate fold. And I hope that you were able to read these directions and see all of the scoring points and able to repeat that. I hope you love it as much as we've loved it. And thank you for watching my video. And if you could like it, that always helps me. And even better if you subscribe. Thank you. Bye.